What are renewables looking like in 2021? We're told that it's becoming mainstream. We're told that unless we adopt a sustainable lifestyle in the very near future, the planet is in danger. But as we know, money talks. So is this area of investment reflecting the messaging we're hearing from the scientists? Well, let's catch up now with Chris Gaydon. He is from Octopus Investments, where he runs the Octopus Renewables Infrastructure Trust. Chris, good to talk to you. What is your trust set up to achieve for investors?
Okay, so we designed the mandate for Octopus Renewables Infrastructure Trust to give investors the opportunity to invest in the energy transition. And by that I mean we've put in place a broad mandate to invest into multiple generation technologies. So we're able to invest in wind and solar, but we also have an allocation to other technologies such as offshore wind, hydro, and batteries. We want to put diversification into the fund, and are able to invest in multiple jurisdictions, including the UK, Australia, and Europe. And finally, we're able to invest at various points in asset life cycles, so not just in operational sites, but also in construction and development opportunities as well.
So, as a manager of money and investors' money, do you think that the amount of interest in this sector has yet to catch up with what I said at the top was mainstream news? We're hearing about it all the time. We're hearing about the fact that the planet as we know it is in danger unless we take some more action, which would seem to be more renewables. Do you think there is this gap? Do you see a big opportunity still to come? I think that's what I'm trying to ask about where we are at the moment and where we could be.
Yeah, absolutely. I think media has been very good at reflecting the groundswell in public opinion in order to solve some of the challenges which are being presented by climate change. I think what is happening behind the scenes, so to speak, is that there is a lot of capital moving into the sector. We recently did a survey of some of the top managers around the world who collectively manage about $7 trillion. And 80% of those are all looking to increase their allocations towards renewables. We're also seeing some of the traditional oil and gas majors look to decarbonize some of their business models and pivot towards renewables as well. So there's really a lot of activity that's going on in the sector at the moment.
Yeah, let me take a look as well at what we've got in terms of the direction of the fund. What you're doing, I know you've recently bought some more assets, haven't you? What is your target now? Where are you moving? Where do you see the best money going in terms of your investments to provide a return for shareholders?
Sure. So, well, I'll start by saying we've had a very successful year over 2020 since IPO in December 2019. Despite some of the challenges that COVID has thrown up, we've managed to acquire 24 assets across 4 different countries and 5 different transactions, and done various refinancings. And I think what we've managed to achieve over that period is really build the foundation for the future growth of the fund. We're seeing a lot of new generating capacity required to help avert some of the challenges from climate change. In fact, we're seeing roughly £30 billion per year over the next decade coming into the sector. And we're well set up to take advantage of some of those.
Chris, I want to talk about the IPO and what you've done subsequent to that. I mean, clearly it was the right thing to do to come to the market.
Yeah.
What sort of progress have you made?
Yeah, we were thrilled with the success that we had at IPO. I believe it was the largest IPO of an investment trust in 2019. And since then, we've managed to fully commit the proceeds from that IPO, despite some of the challenges thrown up by COVID. We've managed to acquire 24 assets across 4 different countries, 5 different transactions, and a couple of refinancings as well. And look, we're really excited about progress to date. We've managed to deliver on the yield targets that we spoke to investors about at IPO. And total return to investors, if you look at the growth in the share price, is around about 15% over the period. So we're really thrilled with how things have gone.
Yeah, that's a really envious rate of return. That sort of thing, of course, it's only dreamed of in terms of some other investments. Let me just quickly ask you about benchmarking of this. How do you go about measuring your performance against what would normally be regarded as a reliable benchmark? But I guess this is such a new area; it must be so difficult to find a level to work against.
Yeah, there aren't really any formal benchmarks for our sector. But what we do a lot of is look at our competitors, look at the premiums that they're trading at versus their NAV, and compare ourselves in that way. And certainly over the past 12 months, we've been very happy with how we've performed against some of the sector averages.
Let's take a look at the outlook and where we go from here. Do you see the UK as being the focus of attention, or are you looking further afield for the way you develop the fund from here on?
So, look, the UK is still definitely one of our core markets. So I certainly expect that we'll be investing significantly locally in the decarbonisation of the UK economy. But we see lots of opportunities across all of our target markets. As I say, we've already invested in 4 different countries, and I can see us adding to that in due course.
Yeah, it's interesting, as you mentioned, the UK particularly, because we keep hearing, again, going back to mainstream news, how far advanced the UK is in renewables. Is that really the case, or is that just a political bit of propaganda where we're hearing from those that believe that the UK is in this advantageous position, or is it genuinely the case?
So, no, I think the UK is in a leading position. Certainly, when it comes to offshore wind, it is the largest producer of renewable electricity from offshore wind projects in the world. But look, it's got lots of opportunity to continue to grow that. The targets set by the government are very ambitious, quadrupling the amount of offshore wind over the next 4 years. And I think there's a real opportunity there for the UK to lead the world in terms of decarbonising its economy.
Yeah, so just one final question about the outlook for the trust. How do you see things developing?
We've look, as I say, we've got a very wide mandate, which allows us to access opportunities in multiple different markets, different technologies. And we're currently looking at a large pipeline that is giving us the opportunity to grow. We're really excited about the opportunities ahead of the fund.
Look, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thanks indeed for joining us there, Chris. That's Chris Gaydon from Octopus Investments, where he runs the Octopus Renewables Infrastructure Trust. For more videos from us here at IGTV, join us on Twitter at IGTV and subscribe to our YouTube channel.